Bienvenido al podcast de The Way. Si quieres aprender inglés y hablar con confianza, estás en el sitio correcto. Hemos ayudado a miles de personas como tú a mejorar su inglés y alcanzar sus objetivos. Visita nuestra web theway.es para conocer más sobre nuestros cursos online desde A2 hasta C1 y descubre cómo podemos ayudarte a avanzar en tu aprendizaje. Además, si necesitas una certificación oficial, también ofrecemos la opción de realizar el examen Language I.P.A cómodamente desde casa.
Hello, everybody,
Hi.
and to another episode of Real Life, Real English. And today we are joined with Rose. Hey, Rose.
Hi, Anthony. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the invitation to your
No
podcast.
problemo. Rose, first off, you got to tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What got you into teaching English, etc.?
Yeah, well, I'm from Chile. I was born at this very south of Chile in Punta Arenas, but now I'm
Wow.
living more. Puerto Varas is the name of the city now.
Okay.
And yes, I teach English through social media, YouTube. I share some short videos on TikTok and on Instagram also.
And
Yeah.
it was actually TikTok where I found your videos. I'm always
Yeah.
looking for English teachers, and I followed you, and I thought, I really like
Yes.
Rose's style. I'm going to send her a message and see if she wants to
Thank you.
come onto the show. And here we are.
Here we
So
are.
you said
Yes.
you moved from the south of Chile and a little bit further north. Why did you move?
Ooh, well, I have lived in many cities in my life because of my dad's job.
Okay.
So we lived in a lot of cities like Viña del Mar, Santiago. I went to the university in Valdivia, Chile,
Mhm.
and I lived there for 5 years. Yeah, studying to be an English teacher. Yeah, that's why.
And when you were studying to be an English teacher, you obviously, did you have in mind social media and teaching online, or were you thinking, I'm going to be a traditional English teacher in a classroom?
Yeah. At first, I thought I would be a traditional English teacher. I loved the idea to be with the students and interact with them and the teachers also. But it didn't work for me, and I always had this interest for for videos.
Yeah.
Like making videos and being with my camera everywhere I go. So I once this all started because in the COVID time, I started to make videos, and I thought I would like to teach my people how the way I learned before university, because before I went to the university, I learned English by myself, and
Wow.
I got really into it when I was a teenager. So I started learning English through songs mainly, because at that age you get interest for songs, and mostly English songs. For me, it was my interest. So I was very curious. What are the lyrics saying, or what is what does this title mean? And I will look for the words in my dictionary because I didn't have
Wow.
internet. Yeah. So I learned a lot of vocabulary by doing that. I didn't know that this word, and I will look for it, and that's a new word for me. And yes, so I thought I want people to learn this way because it's motivating, and you learn with something that you enjoy. That is music. Everybody loves music, so that's how it started.
So true. And you when I asked you that question, then you answered it by starting your answer perfectly, and you said, at first I thought I was going to be a traditional teacher. And people underestimate the how amazing, like, at first is to introduce an idea. We get it in their writings, especially when people are studying for an exam, and they need to organize ideas. they get held up on how to start each paragraph. And at first is a really great way of organizing your ideas and then saying, at first, I thought this. Then I thought this. Lastly, I thought this. So I wanted to point that out for the audience when you said that. And then you used a really cool phrasal verb. You said, I really got into it when you're talking about learning English. Do you want to explain what get into something means for the audience?
When you start to be interested in something like you like, to got into something is when you like something and you try to get into it. Yeah, it's like almost literally, I think.
Yeah, so when you get into something, it's like you want to dive deeper into the subject. You like it more than you just a typical thing that you like. It's something that you feel like, I'm really enjoying learning English. Like I'm really getting into it. And I like that. I really like that as well. So when you were studying to be a teacher, did you learn phonics through the university, or was that something that you taught yourself? Because I've watched your videos, and the use of the I.P.A in your videos is fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's one of my main teachings. I learned that at university. Yes, my teacher, it was phonetics, I think, the class name. And it was very revolutionary for my brain because, wow, now I can read the pronunciation as it really is. No, I'm not inventing the pronunciation. I'm reading it just the way it is. So that opened a new world for me, and I was amazed because I could read more, like I could read better in English and
and I
talk
think
better.
And it shows as well in your videos, like the phonics is so difficult, especially for Spanish speakers, because learning English, that is, because obviously you read as it's spelt in Spanish, whereas in English we put like OUGH at the end of a word and then don't even pronounce any of those letters. So for those listening, the I.P.A that I mentioned is the International Phonics Alphabet, and or phonetical alphabet. And if you can read this alphabet, it's the squiggly lines and different letters that are next to the words in the dictionary. If you can read that alphabet, it teaches you how to pronounce every single word in English. So it's an incredible tool for anyone that wants to take their English pronunciation to the next level. And Rose, you just said it opened your mind to a new world, which is a really cool expression, because I can imagine you before knowing the I.P.A, and then
I was another
afterwards
person.
being like, boom, yeah. And it does, it opens your eyes to a new world. It means that you've seen something new, you're learning something new, you didn't realize that this thing existed before, and it's going to change your life forever.
Of course.
So that's a really cool tool. And I'm going to ask you a question. Where would you recommend people listening to this podcast, if they wanted to learn the I.P.A, where should they start?
If they want to learn the I.P.A, well, I learned it at university, but there are many YouTube videos, many teachers teaching this alphabet on the internet. So I will recommend them to watch videos. That's really helpful. Instead of reading you can also learn by reading the meaning of each symbol, but it's better when you are watching and hearing at the same time, and how you should put your lips or your tongue. And that's what I would recommend, to watch videos.
Yeah. And if I'm correct me if I'm mistaken, you've done a video on, I think I watched the one on the vowels and the diphthongs. Is that right?
Yeah, I made it many years ago.
And for those listening, obviously, I suspect that I'm saying words like I.P.A, and they're thinking, what's the I.P.A? And then I'm saying diphthongs, and they're like, what's a diphthong? So do you want to explain what a diphthong is?
Diphthong, it's when like two vowel sounds get together. Like for example, tourist, tourist. Like there's two vowel sounds together. That's a diphthong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So,
there are
and this,
they are the consonant sounds and also the vowel sounds, and then you can combine those vowel sounds. Those make the diphthongs, and it's easier if you know the vowel sounds. It's not so difficult as it sounds, really.
mhm.
Mm.
No, it's a matter of sitting down, watching it, like you said. And for those that haven't seen Rose's videos, she has the lyrics to songs up on the screen, and then she has the phonetical alphabet underneath on how things are pronounced. And then the way that she's written the lyrics, there's arrows that join words together, because sometimes we join words together so it helps with the rhythm when we're singing and things. So it's definitely worth, if people are interested in not just learning English through songs, but also learning English and the phonetical alphabet of English, they should definitely watch your videos. So
Yeah, you're all invited.
So on this show, we like to talk about a hobby or a passion of our guests. Before the show, you said you'd like to talk about travel and documenting your experiences. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about traveling. What got you into traveling?
Well, as I told you at the beginning, I used to travel a lot, living in different places because of my dad's job. And then I got used to it. Then I met my husband, and he also came from a family. He comes from a family who travels a lot, and they lived in different places also, the same as me. So
Mhm.
now we both travel and have lived in different places because of our background is similar. Our background is
Yeah.
similar, so we are used to it. And now we love to go to other countries, and because of his job also. And I I'm sorry, I take my camera with me and record the new places and the feelings I'm having and sensations, and wow, look at this. And I film my videos like doing it for my family, that
Yeah.
they can come with me. So I make a video to show them the new places. And yeah.
That's amazing. And you said you and your husband are used to traveling. I mean, used to is one of those verbs that gets confused because it's got two meanings. Obviously, I used to do something, which I think in Spanish I always translate it and just say solía. It's something that I did in the past and I no
See,
longer do
yeah.
now. But then you used it because you're like accustomed to something. You're used to doing something means you do it a lot and you become accustomed to doing it. So I thought I'd just share that with the audience.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of the places that you've visited. Make us jealous.
Well, the first time out of my country, I went to Cuba.
Wow.
Yeah, with my dad. Oh, actually, with my dad. Yeah, it was for, like a motivation to finish my university years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and wow, I was amazed. It was the first time out of my country. Everything was awesome. I don't know. So I didn't make any videos, only posted some photos. And then after that, we went to Argentina, that is very close
Wow.
to Chile,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also to United States. And I have never been to United States since no till I had 27 years old, I think. And I learned English in my own country. So
Mhm.
I was really I was really willing to go there and speak English with people on a daily basis. But well, we went to Texas, so Dallas,
Yeah.
they speak a lot of Spanish also. So we didn't practice as much as we wanted to practice. And also we went to Japan. That was
Wow.
the most incredible place I have been to. Yeah.
And you used an expression earlier when you said, like, it opened my mind to a new world. Like, traveling definitely does that, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
You, yeah, yeah, please.
So I was going to say earlier when you were saying about Chile, unfortunately, I don't know much about Chile, so I was just nodding. But I don't know why I was nodding because I had no idea of the places you were saying. But then when you said America, I've been to America a couple of times and been fortunate enough to spend a fair bit of time out there with friends and working as well. So I can
Okay.
ask a few more questions about America. So what was the biggest shock that you got when you went to America?
Ah, yeah. You say to the United States when we speak in Spanish,
Yeah,
or at least here in Chile, there's a
South
little bit of
America.
confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said America and I said, but I live in America,
I li-
South America.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's a really cool thing, I think, for the audience because yeah, here
Uh,
here in Europe, it's America and South America. That's how we
okay.
distinguish between the two.
Yeah.
I know in Spanish they would say Estados Unidos,
Yes.
but in English we would say America. So yeah, when you went to Texas, so United
Yeah.
States, what was the biggest shock that you had?
Oh, well, now I don't remember too much, but maybe people were, I thought people were like more individualistic. I
Hmm.
don't know. Maybe in South America, we're more like close to one another. I don't know. In United States I had this shock maybe. But what else? Um,
What about the
I
food?
Oh, the food. A lot of hamburgers and fries everywhere. Fast
And
food.
yeah, I couldn't believe the amount of fast food that there was. That like every single corner had a fast food joint, as they call it, or a fast food restaurant. But the portions, the sizes of food,
Big,
and
very big.
when I was there as well, it was value for money. For the amount of food that you got, it was really, really cheap. But I was there in
Yes.
probably 2012, I think it was, so a long time ago now.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, that's what I remember. I don't remember too much, really. I'm sorry. Or maybe I'm a bit nervous. Yeah.
And what about Japan? I mean, that's been on my bucket list for a long, long time.
Oh.
Tell us about Japan.
Well, we went to Japan because of my husband's job. And it is another world. It's like being in another planet. That's how
Yeah.
I will describe it. It's like
Wow.
being in another planet. People are very kind. The culture they have, it's very kind. They always worried about the other person and thinking about the other, not to disturb them. For example, when you're on the phone, it's better not to talk on the phone because you will disturb people around you on the bus or public places.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me the most. I would say people. Yeah.
The people. I mean, we've got friends that have been to Japan, and when they came back and they were telling us very similar stories to yourself, like they're a very conscious people. They're always
Yes.
thinking of other people. They're super kind. They can't do enough to help you.
Uh-huh.
They're really intrigued about your culture and making sure that you feel welcome in their country as well. And they're very proud to show their culture and their
Yes.
countries. So that's really cool. And when you say you document your experiences, talk us through what you do. Do you film it on your phone, or do you have a camera and a microphone? How do you document?
Well, at first, I didn't have any camera, only my cell phone. So
Wow.
the thing is, if you want to start to make something new, like videos, for example, you
Mhm.
just need to go out and do it. Don't think it too much. So I grabbed my cell phone and I started recording with my cell phone. Uh, those were my first videos. And then I could buy another cell phone, like better quality video, and it got better. And yes, I think most of my videos are recorded with iPhone. Yeah,
Yeah.
iPhone. Yeah.
And after you've recorded your videos, do you like have an idea of the videos that you want to record, or do you just go with the flow? And when you see something that you'd like to share with your friends and family, you get out the camera, record it, and then do you just share that individual clip, or do you edit them together
Yeah.
afterwards and make like a vlog?
Well, before I record my videos, I think only about the place I want to go, and I just go with the flow, as you said. I just uh, try to get involved in the moment and what I'm feeling in that moment, and I record it. And if I see something interesting, I go there and wow, look at this, and yeah, that's what I do. But sometimes I would like to be more prepared. Like I think it's better to investigate before if you go
Mhm.
to a new place to read something about it on Wikipedia maybe and then go there and have more information for the video. That's better, I
Yeah.
think. Sometimes.
And I don't know if it's the same with you. So I occasionally get my phone out when I'm in a really cool place and I'm talking
Uh-huh.
to my phone. But when there's other people, I get like camera shy and I don't want to record and talk to my phone in front of other people. Do you feel that at times?
Yes, at first I felt a bit shy, but then I didn't mind other people being around and just did it. Like, okay, these people won't be there when I upload my videos to show my family, so they won't remember me in the future. So that's what I
It's
think too.
It's so true.
To
Yeah. Yeah. We get in our
yeah.
own brain sometimes and things like that. Like the other
Uh-huh.
day, I'm a trail runner. So I run in the mountains and I was making a
Wow.
video coming down one of the mountains and I look ahead and I see a group of hikers walking towards
Uh-huh.
me. And I'm making this video talking to the camera. And then because I see these hikers, I get all nervous. So I'm like, "Ah, I gotta stop recording. And I put my phone away, ran past the hikers, and then got my phone out again and started recording afterwards because I was worried about what they would think about me, which is a stupid thing to.
No, but usually that happens. Yeah. It happened to me at first.
And then,
Yeah.
so you make the videos for your family. How do you share them with your family?
Well, I make the videos thinking about them, but I share the videos for more people who follows me on my YouTube channel, my
Hmm.
other YouTube channel. I
Okay.
create for like hobby, because I really like to edit the videos and it's like being there a second time, living those moments. And well, and I like to put some music and ambience and create an ambience. Yes.
That's cool. So what's your other channel called?
Sorry, what's my
What's
what?
your other YouTube channell called?
Ah, my other YouTube channel, it's called Villa Palma Rose. Villa Palma, like Illa, Palma,
Mhm.
Palma, and
Yeah.
Rose. Yes.
Vialpalma Rose. And what does Vialpalma mean?
Well, Villa, it's
It's
my surname, my
okay.
one of them, and then Palma is the second one.
Cool. Because I heard via, and I'm like, via is like it's like a route, isn't it? La Via Verde, I know is a famous route here in
Yes.
Spain.
Okay. Yeah. Villa,
But
it's yeah.
Vial. Pardon my Rose. So if anyone wants to watch some travel videos, they can subscribe to that channel as well. So talk us through your editing process, because not only are your videos on your English channel incredibly edited. I mean,
Thank you.
very quickly, for the people that are just listening, you need to stop this podcast now, open up YouTube, and go and watch the quality of videos that Rose has, because you think that she's just translating lyrics to a song and that's it. But the amount of work that goes into producing her videos is insane. Like, she's translated every single lyric. She's put the I.P.A underneath the words. She's got arrows that just show where to join words together and things. She breaks down the pronunciation of every single phonic in every single word. And then so you go from this page with the lyrics, and then when you want to go into detail, you come up with another screen which has your face, and then you're talking about something else. Like, it must take you a long time to produce those videos. Talk us through your process.
Well, I first prepare the presentation, right? When I look for the lyrics and the phonetic symbols and the translation, and then I film the video, record the video, and after that, I have to join the videos from the camera and the video and voice from the computer. Well, that's my method. Maybe there are easier methods out there, but that's the way I do it, because that's what I know how to do it. And then I join them together, the two videos and the voice, and I start to making the cuts, the little cuts, not to be too long, and then I put the music at the beginning, at the end, and the introduction. Yeah, I edited my videos for 5 years.
Wow.
And now I'm working with someone else, so I'm really happy. Someone is editing my videos, so yes.
It takes a long time, doesn't it, to edit videos together. I think most YouTubers will say the same thing. Like, the thing that takes up the most of their time is the editing.
The editing, yes, it takes a lot of time, because you want the video to be easy going and dynamic for people who are watching. You want to do the best for them, thinking about the people that are watching.
Yeah, and when you say thinking about, like, the people that are watching, thinking about your audience, do you look at your statistics on YouTube and things and make videos according to the statistics, or do you follow trends? How do you come up with a video?
Oh, well, first I choose the song, and mostly classics that everyone knows the rhythm and they are used to it already. And I asked my subscribers, because there's section where you can make questions and they can vote. So I tell them, please choose one of these songs, these classics. What do you like the most? And we will practice it in next class. And sometimes I ask them to write on the comments which songs they would like to practice, and I receive a lot of different kind of songs. Yes, that's how I choose the next class. Yes.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is when I'm on YouTube. I like watching videos on YouTube, but sometimes the comment section is just as entertaining. And I was scrolling through your comment section, and you really have created a community of people that appreciate everything that you're doing, and they interact in all of your videos and things. They give suggestions. They tell stories about how like the lyrics have changed their life to songs and things. It's quite moving sometimes.
Yeah, it's very rewarding reading those comments. uh yeah, because I only make the videos like, okay, this is another class, I'm doing my part. It's doing almost the same each class, but for them it's really something that helps them to understand, to learn new words, new phrases, new expressions, and it really helped uh, their fluency or their understanding of the songs, and that's rewarding when they let me know
Yeah,
that
it
yeah,
must be really, like you said, rewarding to go through the comments and see the
yeah,
positivity that's in there. It's not a lot of a lot of times the internet gets a bad rep for being negative and things, but
mm,
on like your videos, for example, there wasn't any negativity. It was all positivity. It was lovely. So
yeah.
talk to me about, let's go back to travel and music. Do you do any research with music from different cultures, from different countries?
Yeah, sometimes when I don't know much about the song or the artist, I go to Wikipedia mostly and read about it. For example, I made a class about a song that it was Scorpions. I don't remember the
Okay.
name. Wind of Change by
Right.
Scorpions. So, wow, this song was really different to the others who spoke about love and relationships. This one was talking about something very different, and it was like a challenge for me to explain this to my viewers because I didn't
Yeah.
understand the song. So, I didn't understood the song at first, so I started researching about it, and it was about historic. It was an historic event. They went to Russia, and all these political uh, things were happening there. So
Wow.
people started to relate the song to these events, and also the fall of the Berlin Wall was happening at that time, and also the end of the Cold War. And so this song is, wow, I was very surprised with this, with all this information. And yes, I make research sometimes when I need to, and it's very important for my viewers as well to know the real meanings behind some songs that doesn't speak about relationships, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true because the majority of pop songs nowadays are all love songs. And
Uh-huh.
tomorrow's podcast that comes out tomorrow is with To the Point English with Ben. He's another YouTuber,
Ah,
and he's very similar to yourself. He got into recording videos during COVID and things,
oh, okay.
and he's really grown his following on YouTube. And we were speaking about him playing the guitar, and he
Oh,
uses it to relax and um, kind of just chill out at the end of the day. And he was talking about how he reads the lyrics, learns the lyrics, and sometimes he's surprised with like the meanings to some
oh,
of these songs. You
yes.
don't realize because you just sing along,
Yeah.
not really realizing the true meaning. And
Uh-huh.
then all of a sudden your mind is opened again and you think, whoa, I've been singing the lyrics to this song without knowing what it actually means. And it's
Exactly.
reminded me of a class that I did, almost did, where
Uh-huh.
my students love to translate lyrics, and we do gap fills. So I play the song, and they have
Ah,
to fill
yes.
in
Fill in
the
the
gaps.
gaps.
And I had this song prepared, ready to do, and I shared it with my colleagues, and they went, "Anthony, do you know the meaning of that song?" I was like, "No." They went, "Read the lyrics properly and think deeper."
Think twice.
And it was a song that wasn't appropriate for
Oh.
the class that I was teaching, let's say. Have you ever come across that with your videos where you think, I'll make a video about this song, and then you do some research and it
Yes.
means something different?
Yes, I don't remember which song in this moment, but it had happened to me that sometimes I want to teach this song, and maybe they on the lyrics there are a lot of bad words, maybe. So I can teach this, and I can say bad words on YouTube because maybe YouTube is going to ban me.
Yeah,
So I think twice about those songs. Yeah.
that's true. Well, the song that I was going to use, I think it became famous again because it was in a film, but it was Madonna Like a Prayer. So I'll let the audience do their own
Ah.
research. But that was the song, and it's a beautiful song. I love the song, but I
Oh, I
didn't
haven't read
realize.
the lyrics. Oh, okay.
So that was, yeah, that was, you have to be very careful because there are hidden meanings in these
Yeah. Yeah.
songs. So do you have any travel plans coming up?
Oh, yes. Well, I haven't got the I haven't gotten the tickets yet, but I want to travel to Barcelona, Spain. First
Wow, you're
time.
coming. Fantastic. Is that your first time in Europe?
Yeah, my first time. And I'm so excited, and I'm willing to make a lot of videos and happy. I'm really excited. Yes.
That's amazing.
It's
So what dates are you thinking of coming to Spain?
uh maybe next month or
Oh, wow.
May. Yes, we need to look for the tickets already. Yeah.
That's crazy. So is that something you do a lot where you get an idea to go traveling and think, let's go, and you book
Oh
it
no.
with only 1 month in advance?
No, not really. My husband has to travel there once a year to Barcelona,
Okay.
and in other places like Boston once a year and Tokyo once a year. So I I I go with him if I can, if it's possible, and if we have the budget, I go with him, and he's working while I'm recording my videos.
That's
Yes,
so cool.
so yeah.
So in Barcelona, have you done any research yet? Do you know some of the things that you want to do?
Not so much, but um, I'm really excited to go to the cathedral, big cathedral.
Mhm.
Yes, they are that it's in construction already. It's still in construction. Never ends. It never ends.
Yeah, it's
So
been in construction since like the 1800s or something. I can't
yeah.
remember the actual date. We didn't get chance to go there. We've been to Barcelona twice on like a tourism type thing, and a couple
Oh,
other
okay.
times for work and things like that. And
Uh-huh.
it's a very eclectic city. Like there's so many different cultures and things going on. The
Oh wow.
food scene in Barcelona is unbelievable. The amount of restaurants that you can
Wow.
try. There's
Yeah.
we went to this place. I might get the name wrong, but I think it was called Mosquito.
Mosquito.
And it's yeah, so it's a tiny Asiatico restaurant,
Ah,
but
okay.
you walk into this door and it's like you're walking into someone's house, and
Oh.
then you got the kitchen there. It's really small. It's probably not much bigger than like my office.
Oh, really?
Everyone sits on the same table, so if you don't know the people there, you're just sat with them and hey.
Oh, you can chat with other people.
Yeah, and the atmosphere is so cool.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like nothing I've tried before. So
It
worth
sounds really
trying
cool.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
already wrote
I
it here.
wouldn't I would never have found that place if it wasn't for friends of ours that they're foodies. So when I
Oh,
say foodies to the people listening, if someone's a foodie, it means that they really like their food and the food
good.
scene. So if someone's a foodie, they like to research restaurants and go to try different types of food and things like that. So they're
Mm.
foodies, and they took us to lots of different restaurants in Barcelona.
Oh.
And then another time we went, I was with a friend of ours who is a barista,
Ah,
coffee maker. So
coffee maker. Yeah.
yeah, and he took us to some really famous cafes,
Oh,
and I'm
really?
trying to remember the name of one. It was something like Satan, I think it was,
Oh,
and it,
Satan.
but it was a,
Like the devil.
yeah, I think it was something like that. And
Okay.
the coffee was, it was the first experience that I'd ever had of specialty coffee. So you get coffee
Oh,
and specialty coffee. And my
wow.
mind was blown. Like, to try this coffee, my senses had never experienced anything like it. And
Wow.
since then, I have been a huge fan of specialty coffees and
Specialty
trying
coffee.
different coffees and things. So
Wow.
I
I will
might,
look for
I might
it.
have, yeah. And because I'm not 100% sure, what I will do is put in the show notes what it is. I'm really bad at remembering names for places. That's where my wife comes in and she remembers everything. So I'll ask
Oh,
her in a minute, and in the show notes I'll write the name of the restaurant and that cafe,
okay.
because it's definitely worth trying. You're going to love Barcelona. It's,
Yeah.
everyone says obviously Madrid is the capital of Spain and it's a great city to visit if you get the chance. But
Yeah.
Barcelona is something different.
It's a
It's,
very antique city, right? A lot of history and
yeah,
always appeared in the movies or and you watch it through the TV and wow, I want to go there. It's amazing.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, what a great thing you have that your husband gets to travel for work and then you can kind of go along with him. That's such a cool opportunity to have.
Yes, yes, it's a really great opportunity to go and new places, to go to new places. Also Peru. He's
Wow.
Peruvian, so we go to Peru also to meet his family. And the food there is also one of the best in America or in the world. I don't know.
Nope.
Have you tried?
No, I'm nodding
Uh,
again, and I've never tried it.
okay. You should.
But no,
You,
it's definitely something that's on my list is Peruvian food. We're
yeah.
lucky here, so we're in a place called Murcia in
Uh-huh.
Spain, and a couple of years ago, it actually won an award for the gastronomy in Spain. It was like
Oh,
the
really?
city with the best gastronomy, and
Oh,
since
wow.
that time, it's just got better and better and better.
I
And we
can
were only
imagine.
talking today about how fortunate we are to, because we were deciding where to go for lunch and we couldn't
Uh-huh.
decide because there are too many places to go.
Oh, that's it.
So
You are
it's like
very
one of
fortunate,
those,
yes.
yeah, it's a very fortunate problem to have. It's a good problem to have where
Yeah.
you can't choose where to go. But what's really cool is there's lots of these different cultures coming to Murcia now. And there was
Uh,
a Colombian restaurant that opened recently.
oh,
There's a lot
wow.
of Indian restaurants.
Different
So
cultures.
we get to try different cultures and things, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
other than Barcelona, and actually, I had an expression that I wanted to share with people. So you said you're coming to Barcelona in like a month's time. To do something like that, we can say you do something at the drop of a hat, which is a weird expression where it means to do something last minute. Like at the drop of a
Uh-huh.
hat means you say to do it and you go and do it straight away. Um, so do you have any other trips planned further in the future, or is that the next trip and the only
Well,
trip?
at the end of this year, maybe we will go to Japan again because
Wow.
he travels once a year and I want to go with him, so I had I have to work really hard to to go there at the end of the year and pay my ticket, you know. So that's my that's what we're planning. Yeah.
Ideal. That's so cool. So before I promote some of your videos, I've got one more note that I wrote from the beginning. You said that you practice speaking English with ChatGPT.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Now, for those listening, ChatGPT is artificial intelligence, and it's a large language model, which means that it can speak better and more correct English than natives. And Rose said to me before the show, I think it was, that you use ChatGPT to practice your speaking with
Yes.
like a native or someone that's more correct.
Uh-huh.
So talk about that, because I think that's a really handy tip for people to have and a really cool tool.
Yes. If you don't have anyone who you can talk to or practice, it's very good to have the app on your cell phone. And when you want to practice, you can say in your own language also. You can start speaking like, "Hey, chat, can you help me to practice? Can we talk about this? Or can you ask me some questions?" And I will respond, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. So the chat starts to start making questions, and it hears you. So it's you can start a real conversation, like you were talking to a person who speaks English as a native. So it's
Yeah,
really helpful to your fluency, to you also to feel more confident about what you are saying. And I really
yeah,
recommend it.
definitely. We do exams called Language Cert, and in the Language Cert speaking exam, the students have to do a monologue. So they have to speak
Oh,
for like 30 seconds at the lower level, and then it goes up to like 2 minutes in the
well,
higher levels of English.
yes.
And they're always asking for ways to practice. And I've started recommending ChatGPT, because you can literally say to the app, I'm going to do a monologue about, and then you say the subject.
Uh-huh.
It's going to last about a minute and a half. When I finish, can you correct my speech? And it will say, yes, no problem. Start when you're ready. So you start talking, you give the monologue, it records everything that you say, it transcribes it, and
Uh-huh.
then it gives you instant feedback on how you can improve, what you pronounced wrong. If you
Yes.
use the past simple instead of the past perfect, it will point that out as well.
Uh-huh.
So it's definitely changing every single industry, not just teaching. But I
Yes.
think it's definitely a tool that if people are a bit pessimistic about artificial intelligence and the robots taking over, they need they need to look at like the benefits
The
of
benefits.
having it as well. And
Yes.
there are definitely a lot of benefits. So
It's very useful.
worth
Yes.
worth trying. So before we finish, because I'm very conscious of taking up too much of your time,
No, that's
um,
okay.
I'm gonna promote some of your channels. So Instagram,
Okay.
we've got Inglés_con Rous, and that's the same as your TikTok.
TikTok.
Now,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about the difference between the videos that you put on each platform. So I've noticed your YouTube videos are different to TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, yes. Well, the YouTube videos are like larger in time,
Mhm.
because I teach one song line verse by verse, and the shorter videos are teaching. I teach vocabulary or expressions, like smaller, like capsules of
Yeah.
English, like tips mostly. Yeah, I will say tips
Hey,
on
capsules of
Instagram.
English is a lovely expression. I haven't heard that before. Capsules of English, but I
Capsules,
love it
little
because I can imagine
capsules.
like a capsule of English. I really like that. Yeah, and I noticed recently one of your videos, I think you were experimenting with a new style where you were teaching an expression, and then it cut to like famous movies or series, and they were using that expression in
Ah, yes.
in
Yeah,
that.
because I can teach on the short video the expression, give an example, and then look for real life English dialogues on the internet, and I post it after my explanation, so they can hear, viewers can hear the real English conversations using this expression or this vocabulary. So I thought it was very useful for my, yeah, for me to share with them.
Yeah, and one major thing that people don't do enough of is listen to different accents when they're learning English. And I always tell, so we have an English academy, in-person academy, and then obviously the online academy. And I always tell my teachers not to use classroom English. Yes, you have to grade your language to the level, but don't use classroom English, which is where you slow your speech down too
Yes,
much.
you get
Because
limited with the
yeah,
vocabulary and the, yeah.
and you're not benefiting the student. When the student goes to England, the people are not going to speak slower and pronounce things better, and
And
everyone has a
word by
different
word.
accent. Yes, and we have teachers with lots of different accents. So I like them to let their accent shine, and for the students to
Oh,
learn
yeah.
how we speak and to listen to the
They can
words.
get used to it, each different pronunciation and intonation.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really useful.
Yeah. So it's a really cool thing, like your video at the moment, where you explain the expression, and then people can hear it in an American film and then in a British film, and they can hear the two accents
Yeah,
together.
different accents. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your Instagram and TikTok, where you're posting a lot more capsules of English. I'm going to steal that expression.
Yeah.
And then
Short
obviously
videos.
your main channel is Inglés con
Inglés con
Rose.
Rous.
And that's where you share your longer videos, which are your lyrical videos and your I.P.A videos.
The phonetics. Yeah.
and things like that. And for anyone listening, I've said it a couple times in the video, but Rose has a really cool way of teaching. She's super patient, you can tell. You can tell with her enthusiasm when she's teaching as well. Like, you really have a passion for the music.
Yes.
And one thing I'm super jealous of, you can sing on camera. I haven't got that far yet. So, and that's
I had to do it.
Did you take singing lessons or?
No, I really like singing from, well, all my family sings, my mom's side, but I had to do it because I didn't have other option because of the copyrights, because I wanted to share with my viewers the real songs, but I couldn't do it because of the copyright. So I I was thinking, what can I do? Because this is a very important part of my videos. People get they like the videos because of this, because they can sing along at the end of the video. So the thing that I what I thought I had to do was I have to sing the songs. So I started to sing the songs, but I'm not an expert in singing. I'm not a professional singer, but I really like to sing. Sometimes I don't do it very well. You can tell in a songs where the pitch is higher, but I try and I do my best.
And I think that's what your audience loves about your videos, is they're very real. They're you, and your
Yeah.
personality really comes across in the videos. You're super energetic. So thank you for everything you do for the English teaching world with those videos. And I suspect it's inspired a lot of teachers, not just myself. Maybe I'll sing one day on.
Oh yeah,
on
you should sing.
not today. So yeah, thank you for that, and everyone must go and check out your YouTube page and these videos,
Yeah,
because it's
they
a
are
very
welcome.
unique style that you've made for yourself. So congratulations on the quality and everything
Oh, thank
for
you
your
so
channel.
much. Thank you so
So
much for your words.
before we finish the show, I always like to ask our guests to recommend other creators like yourself and then we invite them onto the show as well. So who would you like to invite onto this show?
Well, I found a teacher on TikTok. Her name is Simona, and you can
Mhm.
find her as Teacher Simona in her TikTok account. Yes, and I
Teacher
was
Simona.
Teacher Simona. Yes,
Mhm.
I think she lives in Spain also.
Oh,
I
wow.
think so. Yeah, and the other teacher I was thinking about is Lucy, and her channel is Paso a Paso con Lucy.
Cool. Paso a
Yeah,
paso con Lucy.
she
So what we'll
teaches.
do, we will link those socials below and invite them onto the show as well. And are there any creators that you've met in person through YouTube? Because I know YouTube like to bring creators together. Is that something that you've been involved in?
Oh, no, yet. I live in a city where it's a small city and everything happens in the capital, like in Santiago de Chile. So I haven't had the opportunity, but I have chatted with some creators of my country, but I haven't had the chance to meet them in person yet. Maybe this year, I don't know.
That'd be, yeah, I think I'm always thinking of like the future and ideas. And this podcast came from, I was on a run, and I explained this in the podcast tomorrow that comes out with Ben.
Ah,
So
okay.
I was running, and all my ideas come to me when I'm running.
Uh-huh.
And I very rarely I remember them. But this idea of real life, real English with English teachers came to me while I was running, and I got my phone out and I quickly recorded a video and
Oh.
said, I've got this idea. This is what it is. Do some more
Ah.
research on it later. And the latest idea that I've had is through this platform that we have now of,
Mhm.
of getting English teachers together. Maybe we could do a meetup with
Uh-huh,
all of the
yes.
guests from the show and other English teachers, and do
Wow.
something that would really benefit the audience. I don't know, some sort of event where
It
everyone
sounds
gets
great.
some time on stage or something. It could be really cool.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Really interesting.
So Rose, I could chat to you for ages, but unfortunately, the show's got to come to an end.
Yes.
So thank you again for being part of this show. And again, everyone listening, make sure to go and check out all of her channels, and give her some love on YouTube.
Thank
Say
you.
that we sent you, and hopefully we'll chat again in the future.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. I really appreciate. This is my first time in a podcast, so I was really excited to this meeting. So thank you.
Well, your
Thank you for the
first time and
invitation.
hopefully not your last time.
Yeah, I hope so.
Right. See you later,
Okay.
everyone.
See you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Si disfrutaste de este episodio y quieres llevar tu inglés al siguiente nivel, te invitamos a descubrir nuestros cursos online en theway.es, diseñados para mejorar tu fluidez y confianza en situaciones reales. Hemos ayudado a miles de personas como tú a transformar su aprendizaje. Visita ahora theway.es y realiza nuestro test de nivel interactivo de manera gratuita. Además, si necesitas una certificación oficial, también ofrecemos la opción de realizar el examen de Midterm cómodamente desde casa.